Welcome back to the channel. I am Sean the Storm Grant, hashtag stormpinball, and today I'm going to do the Sunday cosign. That's a new running feature that I'm going to do when I have a week where I come across some really fantastic artists and fantastic music. This was a great week. I found some great stuff and I'm anxious to share it with you. But first we're going to do a little bit of unboxing. I saved two packages that I was really excited about. I figured I'd share the unboxing, the opening of these packages, and we'll talk about what we got here. So the first one here is from my friends at Callisto Records. Callisto Records is a group out of Raleigh, North Carolina, and I've been touting them for a while because I had the pleasure of meeting King Gino, who's one of the founding members. While playing basketball, he was in the city for business, talking about his clothing line, talking about his record label. He just graduated college just last month, so I'm definitely proud of him and all of his team. Now that they're out of college, I'm excited to see what they do now that they can devote their full efforts to their label. You wouldn't know that they were doing anything else with all the work that they've already done. This year they released a fantastic album. I already did the track-by-track review. I'll put a link to it in the description, and that's PM's The Alchemist. Great album. One of my favorites actually of the year, independent or not. It's a really excellent album from start to finish. You can check out my review of it. So let's take a look at what we got here. Excellent. I got a t-shirt right here, and I was hoping it would be black. It's a Callisto record t-shirt. I'm going to rock that right now for the rest of this video. The way that they do all of their graphic design, they always have the Callisto logo upside down. So that's their look, that's their thing. And I'm going to put this on right now and do the rest of this video. Looking sharp. All right, excellent. This is exactly the kind of thing I like wearing with the black. New York City people like me, we wear black a lot. You can tell from my channel, I'm always rocking the black tees. So this is perfect. Thank you guys. Really appreciate it. And I'm looking forward to the next projects. Next, I have one more box here. And this one is from a band that I've followed for a long time. And that's Freeze Pop. Freeze Pop is totally different kind of music than what I usually talk to, although I want to talk about different kinds of music other than just rap because I love all kinds of music. This band, Freeze Pop, is a synth pop band. It's a retro band. They have a very 80s sound, but they've been around for a long time. They're not part of this new synthwave movement because they started way before that. It was more considered retro back in the 2000s, 2005s when they started. You would know them possibly if you've been playing video games for a long time because they had two tracks on two PlayStation 2 games. The first one was Frequency, and the second one was Amplitude. Those were the precursors to Guitar Hero and Rock Band. Those were the games that Harmonix made while they were figuring out the engine and the gameplay of making music while you play a game and playing along with it. But they hadn't come up with the idea, which was the game changer, which was the guitar controller, the guitar accessory, or also the DJ Hero DJ turntable. That's a fantastic game also, especially for a guy like me that loves rap music. But anyway, going back to Frequency and Amplitude, the last song that you could get if you did everything was this song by Freeze Pop. It was an original song for the game, and that got them a little bit of publicity, a little bit of exposure. But I never really felt like they got everything that they deserve because they're extremely talented. I've loved their music for a long time. I could do a video talking about it. So I just bought a box set because they just released a new album, and one of the things that they offered was you could get a box set of all their CDs along with the new album. So I decided to do that because I love having CDs. And so that's what I have right here. Let me check this out. So you get all 5 CDs right here for a a special price, and I thought it would be a great way to have the physical copies of these albums. And this is the new album right here. This is Freeze Pop's Fantasizer, and I'll do a reaction and a review of this soon. If you like synth pop, the kind of thing that you'd hear from the 80s, like the B-52s when they went electronic, Devo's Freedom of Choice is one of my favorite albums of all time. That's a great example of that kind of sound. Freeze Pop is excellent at making melodies that stick in your head. They have great counterpoint and instrumentation in their compositions. So if you like that kind of electronic music, definitely check out Freeze Pop if you're a fan of groups like Ladytron or Devo or B-52s or Depeche Mode when they were in that era of making music that was electronic. That whole genre is something that I've always really enjoyed, and they're a great band for people that like that kind of music. I had the luck of seeing them perform live in New York City, and I remember I got a chance to talk to them after the show. They had driven in a van all the way from Boston to perform late that night, so they probably got home at like 6 o'clock in the morning because I think it was 1 or 2 when they were performing, and it wasn't a heavily promoted show, so me and the girl I was with at the time got a chance to talk to them, and it was almost like we had a concert which was just for us because they performed at the end of the show and there weren't that many people in the venue, but it wasn't because they weren't good. They're absolutely fantastic band, and you should check out their music because they've been doing it for a long time and they're extremely talented. So now let's talk about another independent artist that I came across this week who I was extremely impressed with, and that's Bryson Cole. Bryson Cole just released a new video. The song is called Blur, and it's what I would call a grind rap song. When you think of artists that talk about coming up and how hard they work to do so, that's what I consider grind rap. A perfect example is Started from the Bottom, Now We're Here. You know, it's songs about rising up, working hard, and getting to a successful position. And Blur by Bryson Cole is a fantastic example of that because you can really get the sense through how well spoken he is and how well worded the lyrics are that he is driven to be a success and do it on his own without signing to a label and getting stuck in a bad deal.
I got my hands in the dirt, I'm in the street, I saw you watch from the curb, laziness get on my nerves, you know that money be calling, I'm saving them dollars and ain't trying to spend it, you see the ice on the chain, all that I gained, while I remained independent, know I'm a man of my word, last 5 years been a blur, I got my hands in the dirt, I'm in the street, I saw you watch from the curb, laziness get on my nerves.
The beat is amazing, the video is very well shot. He released an album earlier in 2020 called Letters to Myself, and I picked that up after hearing Blur, and that's very strong too, but it seems like he just keeps getting better and better. He's a Texas-based rapper. I highly recommend that you check him out. You wouldn't know that it's an independent artist, just like you would know that the PM album is from an independent artist, because these guys are doing professional quality work. Bryson Cole is the kind of guy that you can get behind because he's very positive, and his beats are really hard, and his lyrics are really intelligent, very positive, and very strong. So I would highly recommend that you check him out, and it seems crazy that he has as few subscribers that he has. So this is kind of your chance to be a day one for him, because he's the kind of guy that I really believe is going to be extraordinarily successful based on his talent and the amount of hard work that he's putting into it. So check him out, and I'm definitely going to do everything I can promote him. I'll put links to his newest video, Blur, in the description. And now the way that I heard about Bryson Cole was through a UK-based YouTube reaction video maker, reactor, I guess you would say, and that's Bar Mizta. Bar Mizta does reaction videos in the way I should probably try to do more, in the fact that he's got a lot of energy, and his reaction videos are really well shot, and he's extremely well spoken in his analysis. He's very sharp. He knows what he's talking about. His analysis of these videos as he's reacting to them are spot on, as they would say in the UK. He's extremely enjoyable to watch. He's also very good at picking songs. The way I found out about him was through another video I saw by Cinematic, and that song is called Mr. Who. I already did a reaction video to What's My Name, and I like that song, but Mr. Who is an even better song. I like the beat better, classic boom bap rap beat that Cinematic raps over. Cinematic is a young UK rapper who's coming up, and he's got some real skill. If you check out Mr. Who, you'll like that song a lot. But if you want to get a sense with how talented Cinematic is as a rapper, check out Insane Grime Part 2, where he just in one take just goes through a song. And you can't believe that he's out of breath because he's built up his breath control through practice so well that he just spits rhymes and doesn't stop and doesn't sound like he's getting out of breath. I get out of breath just talking about him.
Said man come to match tunes and move 1 gram to pursuit. Die hard, I let the black losers shoot. The mad moons are loose. I charge in with fans through the crew. Yeah. Cause we're mentally ill, stiletted and peeled in your cranium, head for the hills. No, they can't step to the skill, cause I'm at the legs with a drill. I'm at the nexus, suspense of the thrill. I've got on dreading which quest to fulfill. The mess of the chills, come kill this man in a second act. Yet that I'm back by the end of the film. Credit reveal, Cruella de Vil in the vest, petting terriers, says I'm surreal. You don't wanna question it still, I'm Hannibal Lecter, you don't wanna get in my grill. Yeah.
So I'm really high on him. I think Cinematic's gonna be extremely big. He's another guy that just seems extraordinarily driven. So anytime I see artists like this, the Callisto Records guys like Bryson Cole, and reviewers like Bar Mizda that have this drive and you can tell they're putting in the work, those are people that I'm always going to support and promote on this channel. I was very impressed with Mr. Who and the Insane Grime Part 2 song. Now let's talk about 2 tracks that I heard from the industry that I really liked. And the first one is Toby and Wigway, and he's with Royce the 5'9" and Black Thought on the song Father Figure. This is a really well shot video. The beat is just off the chains. It's the future. The production is sick. It's got some really interesting elements in it. It stands out, and the video stands out. You have these avant-garde dancers. You have creative way that it's shot. I highly recommend that you check out Father Figure if you haven't already, by Toby and Wigway and Black Thought and Royce the 5'9". They do you the service of showing the lyrics along the bottom of the screen because you're not going to want to miss a single bar, especially Royce the 5'9's verses is absolutely off the chains. And then finally, I want to talk about how much I like the new Kid Cudi album, Man on the Moon 3 is excellent. It's kind of amazing how good Kid Cudi is at making this kind of music. And he's tried to do other things, and people haven't really been as supportive of that as maybe they should be, because you always want an artist to try to do different things. But when Kid Cudi decides that he wants to make a project of this kind of music that he's known for, he's extraordinarily good at it. He passes what I call the artist recognition test, where you can tell it's him even if you haven't heard the song before. But that being said, even though these songs all have similar elements, he always incorporates in enough unique elements to the songs that you don't feel like you're hearing the same song over and over. You feel like you're hearing the same style, maybe the same vibe, but there's always an extra aspect to the hook or an aspect to the way this song is composed that you feel like this song is a new entry into the library rather than a repetition of the same idea. So I would highly recommend that you check out the brand new album from Kid Cudi. I love the song Tequila Shots. I think that's excellent. I also love Sad People. If I get the chance, I would love to do a track-by-track review, but right now I'm trying to do as many different kinds of videos because there's a lot of different things I want to talk about, not just the standard stuff that I've done through the first 75 videos of this channel. Thank you for joining me today for the Sunday Cosign. These are all things that I personally recommend and sign off on, and I'd love to hear what you think as well. If you have any nominations for the Sunday Cosign, things that you came across during the week that you think are worth me hearing and seeing if I'm willing to sign off on them as well, please mention them in the comments. I'm not just here to teach about music, I'm here to learn about it. So I get just as much out of it as hopefully you do by listening to the recommendations that I bring to you. Representing hard work and talent straight out of New York City, this is Sean the Storm Grant, hashtag stormpinball on Instagram and Twitter, saying thank you very much for your time. Seize the day, honor the day, win the day. That's what I'm trying to do with my time right now, and that's what's getting me through this second wave, and I hope it works for you as well. Peace.